Hello chefs, welcome back to another episode of Make Good Food, Make Good Choices. I'm Shelby Pedretti and today we're gonna make a really easy buttered chicken, and I think this is gonna be a crowd pleaser, super easy to put together, so let's get started. First things first, chicken. I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of olive oil and zhuzh the pan a little bit. Get it heated up and add our chicken, 2 to 3 chicken breasts, depending on what you need for serving, and whether you use a frozen and partially thawed chicken breast or fresh. You could even grill it if you'd like, but cut it about 1.5 to 2 inches in size, and we're gonna season this up just a little bit before we add it to the hot olive oil so that our chicken has a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of flavoring. Okay, commercial break so I could wash my hands after cutting the chicken. Little kosher salt and pepper, and we'll get started. Get that situated. So in our pan, about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm gonna add just a little bit more, and then a tablespoon of butter. We wanna melt that down. This gets a little loud, so I apologize for that. I like having this induction. It's so easy and so transportable, which works really well for these in-class videos. So that'll melt very quickly. While it's melting, let's get after the onion. It's a medium onion. I'm using a white onion. I've cut it in half already, and I'm just going to remove the skin. Make it easy on yourself for cutting an onion. Nice and flat surface, use your claw. And we want this diced, so one direction, go horizontally, and then straight down. It makes cutting an onion really fast. I can tell some of that skin wants to come back, so make sure you leave that root end on. I didn't peel off the layer that I probably should have there. That's easy to do. I like the sizzle. Make sure that you are on medium heat so you do not burn your butter. Nobody wants burnt butter. I'm gonna stir this, sauteing about 2 to 3 minutes. Just let it sit. You want your onions translucent, slightly brown, and then we'll get after some of the spices. The onions look amazing, slightly brown. I'm gonna quick add in the garlic. I just added in a little bit later. I don't want it to burn, and so depending on your garlic bulb, your cloves could be really small. So sometimes recipes will say 2 to 3 garlic cloves. Well, this is a very different size, and so consider how garlicky you want it and figure out what you need. And so very easy to grab a bulb of garlic. You see how easy? There. I gotta really get after it. There, use a little muscle, and there you go, break it apart. So once you have, you can either just go ahead and smash and cut off your ends. Mince your garlic if you want to use a garlic press, if you want to use canned or jarred garlic from the grocer, whatever you choose. I'm just gonna mince this up a little bit. And I like to add a little bit of salt when I start to mince it up really good. That way I can get a little bit more of the, it just draws out juices of the garlic. I love garlic. You cannot go wrong with this. Just mince it. I think that looks really good. And we'll pop this back on, start sauteing that garlic just until you kind of, that's really fragrant, and then we'll get to the spices. Okay, that's perfect. The onions are translucent. Our garlic started to turn a little bit brown, and I'm gonna go ahead and add in the chicken. If you have maybe a pound or two of chicken and you're serving a large group, make sure that you don't overcrowd your pan. If you need to, go ahead and cook your chicken in a couple of different batches, but you don't want to steam your chicken. You want it to turn nice and golden. And if you're using frozen chicken, one thing to note is that they do have water injected into the chicken, or perhaps broth, and so you kind of read the label. If you're finding that your pan there's liquid coming out of that frozen chicken, you might want to drain that and then go back to the hot, medium-high heat, and that will start to brown it instead of turning it white and then just steaming that chicken. So I'll go ahead and continue on with this. Question that you might have is the chicken done? So it started to brown on the outside. I did add a little bit more olive oil, but I'm gonna give an unnecessary zoom here. I don't know, we'll see. How's that? Is that cooked or not cooked? Not cooked, not quite. So an easy way to tell is grab one of your biggest pieces, cut into it, take a look that way, and then you have an assurance that it is or is not cooked. I'll keep this one going in there for just a few more minutes. And now we'll go ahead and we'll get after the spices. I love that this is so simple, that we're doing some, the garlic and ginger. And so I'm not sure if you have cooked with ginger or not, but there's your ginger root. Absolutely magnificent. I like to make it simple, like I said, and so you can go ahead and you can make sure you wash it and peel your ginger root, but I do kind of a quick method and go ahead and just grate it. And my root has been washed thoroughly with a little scrubby brush. The fact that you can just get after it that way is magnificent. So about a teaspoon goes into our dish, and I have some prepared. So I'm gonna put that in and add to that our garam masala. And what is in here, you've got coriander and cinnamon and cloves and cumin and cardamom. Yes, so you could make garam masala yourself, as this is the magic. This is the magic that's in there. And it is so incredibly warm, aromatic, fragrant, fantastic. A tablespoon goes in, and followed by just really simple chili powder, followed by, and that's a teaspoon of chili powder, followed by a teaspoon of cumin. So there you go. That's it. I know, it seems so simple. We'll go ahead and mix this up and coat your chicken really well. Now it's getting really fragrant. Coat those, and to this, it's just so great. We're gonna add, you can add tomato paste or tomato sauce. I have sauce at home. This is either 4 ounces of tomato paste. When you put that in, get it sauteing up in there and sizzling, and the sauce is going to be really easy. I need half of this can, so just pour it in, and we want this to get creamy, and so we're going to go ahead and add either, you decide, heavy whipping cream. I know, right? Heavy whipping cream. You could do a substitution of half and half. You could do a substitution of yogurt. So it's just a cup of this, and it's gonna lighten up this color beautifully. I like that it makes more of a sauce to go over your rice or for your naan and for dipping. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna turn this back on, mix it up, and show you what it looks like in a second. It is rich, thick, deepening in color. It's like all the good things that are happening right now. It's wild how the color changes. Okay, so one thing that I really want you to do is make sure you give it a taste. How does it taste? Do you need a little more salt, pepper, garam masala? What do you think? And just take a little bit, and especially with spices, you guys, I want you thinking about it. What else would you add to that? I think it could use just a titch more. I think I actually over poured my tomato sauce, and just gonna do a sprinkle of each, and a little bit of the salt, just a tiny bit more. With the rice, which I let the rice cooker do, I popped 2 cups of rice. I use jasmine, basmati, either one of those, pretty interchangeably, but you guys use what you have. You can put it over couscous. And the other part of this is naan. And so I love naan, and one of my fast versions is the stone fire, whatever they have at your grocery store. You can do a quick version, warm these in a toaster. That would work really well. Throw them on a cookie sheet, zhuzh them with a little olive oil, some seasonings, warm them or toast them that way. If you have several people, it would just be a little bit faster. Garlic salt you could do on there. You could rub it with a garlic clove. That would be fantastic. Some of them are already, they have garlic and herb variations of this, but go ahead, just pop this into the oven, toast it just a little bit, and then we'll end up, we'll plate it all together. Okay, so the butter chicken, it's done, and it looks fantastic. All right, here's the deal. The toasted naan. It worked really well. Actually stuck it under the broiler, but the toaster will work perfect. And we've got a steaming bowl of white rice. You could do brown rice. Make sure you get all the goodness of this beautiful butter chicken sauce. Gorgeous. And we'll garnish it. I'd love for you guys to garnish this, chefs. A little bit of cilantro. My poor cilantro. This is probably 2 weeks old in the jar, and then I know I've shared this tip before, but you create that greenhouse effect and you throw a little sandwich bag over the top. It will last for so long in your refrigerator, and it's wonderful. So it's lasted very long, but you can just sprinkle the cilantro if you want to do a big sprig, whatever you choose. Is going to be magnificent. Yeah, so there it is. Ta-da! Can you see it? I'm gonna give it a taste and let you know. It's kind of hot. Let you know how it is. Do you hate that when people would eat food on TV and they're like, it's so good, and you're thinking, I don't know, but I'll tell you the truth. It's so good. It really is, you guys. Oh my word. So either with rice or naan or both. And what I love about the naan, this gorgeous flatbread, and you can make it, is it's perfect for dipping. So enjoy. I hope that you have fun making this. I hope that it becomes a family favorite for you. And I'm like tied up here. It's fine. Little bloopers. It's just like real life, you know what I mean? So until we see each other again, I hope you make good food and make good choices. Thanks so much for allowing me to share the buttered chicken with you.